How can we make British Muslims feel more a part of mainstream British society? Since September 11th and July the 7th, they feel more marginalised, isolated than ever. What role do you believe the Church of England plays in this scenario?
Certainly, it seems to me that at local level, the Church of England can continue to do what it's already, I think, in many places doing, and do more of it, which is to make sure that it is fully engaged alongside local Muslim communities in regeneration projects. And it can very often be in a position to act as an advocate for other communities. I think one of the advantages the Church of England has in this country is that it can sometimes be, well, let me put it like this, a flag under which other communities can march for practical purposes. Like it or not, that's our historical legacy. We can sometimes provide a way into a wider context. I think the mixture of general advocacy in society and the practical searching out of partners for regeneration locally is one of the ways in which all of that can be kept working well. I'll just give one example from some years ago when I was working elsewhere, when we, as a local Christian church, launched a new program of training in parenting skills. The immediate thought was we now need to open this up on an interfaith basis and work consistently with, for example, young language assistants in the local schools who had access to Muslim families in the region and make sure that they were part of this. Now, it doesn't answer all the questions, and there are issues about the right kind of government policies that arise here, but I think that's part of what the Church of England can do, and I hope will carry on doing.
I think that the Church of England, and indeed members of other faith communities, could help in a sense in enlarging the national narrative, which should include Muslims. The narrative, the historical narrative, has not kept pace with the realities of society that we see around us. And it is important that it should be extended such that the presence of Muslims in the society is not just seen as an alien presence. Yes, there are many things wrong that Muslims do, but there are also others who do things wrong. There are many things good they do that indeed others can do as well. And I think if this idea, as the Archbishop was saying earlier, to be able to understand Muslims as the neighbor, I think that really can have very far-reaching consequences, and a narrative which would be inclusive, in which segments of our society are not seen as alien.
How important is it for Christian leaders to understand and engage with the media?
It's crucially important. It's very difficult. We're often up against a narrative, to use Farhan's word, that is unfriendly. And yet it has to be done. What I think for all religious leaders and religious spokespersons is necessary and central here is, as I said in my remarks earlier, simply to try and remind our society and our general public again and again of two things. One is the religious elements that have been at work in shaping the society we're in, including the intellectual world we're in, the role of religion here and elsewhere in the formation of science, the understanding of certain political and moral notions, and then to demonstrate, secondly, what religious communities actually do now concretely and offer into the society. As I say, that doesn't find a ready audience 9 times out of 10, but if it's true, it's worth saying. Even in the world of contemporary media, if it's true, it's worth saying.
Can I just... I don't have much experience of the national media, but I have a lot of experience of local, and there is, of course, a world of difference between local media and the national media. Local media is extremely friendly, at least this is my own experience in Nottingham, and I really see huge potential there to portray a positive image and over the years, we've been very lucky in Nottingham to use both our print media, our wonderful BBC, and the other fact is that we were very lucky that we have a community radio which we run from our own institute and mosque. So I think at a local level, certainly the potential is really huge. And I sometimes really wonder why we're not actually using that. And there I think the problem with my own community and my own organisations is that we just don't have the resources, we haven't got the experience of fully even exploiting and using it to its full potential. I know the national media is totally something different from the local one, but I think there's opportunities for all of us to use that very positively.
Reflecting on the views of cabinet ministers or the advice by young Muslims on issues of ethnic, how